The FBI is officially investigating other individuals as well as several left-wing groups that may be connected to Charlie Kirk's assassination. So on September 12th, during a press conference in Utah, Kash Patel said this.
We will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime.
His use of the phrase whatever suspects caught my attention at the time because obviously it's plural, so that implies that there were multiple people that could be involved in all of this, and if that's true, then that would make this a larger conspiracy. Well, when I reported on that at the time, there were a few people who said, Daniel, I think you're reading too much into this. You're just looking at one word and whether it's plural or singular, you're overreaching here. He was just speaking in a general sense. Well, since then, multiple news outlets have come forward. One of them is Axios, and they report this. Between the lines, federal and state law enforcement officials are also examining leftist groups in Utah to see whether they had knowledge of the alleged shooter's plans beforehand or if they lent material support to him afterward. One of those groups eliminated its social media profile after the shooting, Axios has learned. And that would definitely line up with what we've learned about the shooter. Apparently, Tyler Robinson had a getaway plan, a plan for what routes he was going to take, where he was going to drop off the weapons. So all of this is definitely lining up. In fact, Tyler posted on Discord, so we at least know a few of these online groups that he's associated with, but on Discord, he joked that his doppelganger killed Charlie Kirk, so obviously his social media is going to be part of this investigation. What's really standing out to people, though, is this private group on Steam. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, Steam is typically used for video games, but you can create private chat rooms, and one of them is called Read This If You're Gay. Now, it is believed that Tyler Robinson, and it's also believed that potentially his partner, are both members of this Steam group. Now, if you have been paying attention to the news and what investigators have found, you'll remember that one of the writings on the weaponry here was, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO. So it definitely lines up with the name of this Steam group. What also has put this Steam group under intense scrutiny right now is they not only made the group private after all of this happened, but on September 10, the evening of September 10, the same day that Charlie Kirk was murdered, they posted this: be careful over stuff you say online. End-to-end encryption messaging platforms like Signal exist for a reason, or just use PGP. And yes, this is directly referencing a very specific thing that happened. So again, the Steam group has a shocking, chilling similarity to what was written by the shooter. They made the group private, and then they post that cryptic message on the exact same day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Well, that group ended up being infiltrated, and multiple people have been able to find the usernames of people in that group, and they've been matching them to usernames on other social media profiles. Well, take a look at this one. This person posted on X, "We effing did it," and they reposted the news that Charlie Kirk had been assassinated. Now, "we did it" definitely implies that you were involved, or at least were rooting this on. Maybe you had knowledge of all of it. Again, these social media names, even though this was posted on X, these usernames they were discovered on this private Steam group. So that's how people are finding this. You'll notice too, in parentheses, this person put, "saw Tyler June 30th. Oh, what a coincidence. The alleged assassins, and I'm using the word alleged just for legal reasons, and in this country, you know, it's innocent until proven guilty, so alleged assassin, but they used his name, saw Tyler June 30. It's also worth pointing out that Tyler's transgender boyfriend also follows this social media account. To be very fair, a lot of people have already submitted this to the FBI, so if you've been planning on doing that, apparently that's been taken care of within the last 24 hours. This was also something that another person from the group posted. September 10th will be a very interesting day, and they posted this on August 6th. Now, the first person I showed you who said they saw Tyler on June 30th, they actually retweeted, they reposted, I plead the fifth. So now you have multiple people saying, I plead the fifth. They're celebrating this. They're sharing that all over social media. Why would you even, like, who among us would, like, jokingly retweet or post online, I plead the fifth? It just looks incriminating and could potentially be used against you. I already shared this one, but this person posted, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him. Literally, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. We can just keep going down this rabbit hole. Charles James Kirk, a Mr. College dropout, does not know what's coming tomorrow. Be ready. This isn't a threat. It's a promise. Oh, what's this? Well, that's that. You guys will have something big coming soon. Just be sure to check the news. You'll know it when you see it, and you'll notice that this was posted on September 5, so well in advance. And also, I saw this thing. At first, I thought it was a conspiracy theory, but it's actually true because Amazon has issued a statement regarding this. Now, the mainstream media, of course, they're not interested in this. They have no curiosity whatsoever, but Breitbart reached out to Amazon. Amazon sent them back a statement, and they published this on their website. But on September 9, the day before Charlie Kirk was shot, there was a book, an ebook that went live talking about Charlie Kirk getting shot, about his assassination. What are the odds that a book about his death, well, first of all, that it would be about him specifically. Yes, we're in a time of political violence, but why Charlie Kirk? Why wouldn't it be a Republican leader or, you know, some other figure? But to be that specific and for it to happen just 24 hours before this horrific incident really raised some eyebrows. Well, Amazon said it was a glitch on their end and it was published on the wrong day, but that still raises the question, why was this book even written in the first place? Well, even though Tyler Robinson is in custody and the reports are saying he confessed, well, it's actually really convoluted because they make it sound like he confessed to his dad and his dad turned him in. Apparently, he confessed to his dad. His dad went to a priest or a pastor and confessed and said, hey, I think my son did this. I don't know what to do. And it apparently was the clergyman who contacted the police. So it wasn't necessarily his dad who directly turned him in. But with all of that being said, the governor of Utah is doing the media rounds this morning, and he's revealed a few tidbits. Number one, Tyler Robinson is not cooperating at all with the authorities, and he's refused to confess. On top of that, we do know for a fact now, there was speculation, it hadn't been confirmed, but his partner, his transgender boyfriend, yes, is transgender and is apparently in the process of transitioning. Take a look.
And anything new on the investigation? You say he admitted that, confessed?
No, not again. He has not confessed to authorities. He is not cooperating. But all the people around him are cooperating, and I think that's very important. There were reports yesterday that we can confirm that his roommate was indeed a boyfriend who is transitioning from male to female. That's information that the FBI had mentioned yesterday. We can confirm that as well, and that he is cooperating with authorities as well.
Now, look, the reason that's being investigated, the reason that the fact that his partner, boyfriend, is transgender, it has nothing to do with hate speech. It has nothing to do with trying to invoke violence or incite violence against the transgender community. No, all people are trying to do is find a motivation for what happened here. And the fact that Charlie Kirk was shot when a question about transgenders and mass shooting was brought up, the timing definitely would seem to indicate a motivation there. The fact that trans stuff was written, again, on the weaponry, on the casings, would it basically all backs all of this up. And anyone on the outside, you don't need to be law enforcement. You don't need to be a professional to see how this is stacking up and where this is going, right? Yet on CNN, Dana Bash appeared to be a little confused as to how this was relevant to the case.
Some outlets are reporting that the suspect lived with a transgender partner. Is that accurate? And are investigators looking at this part of his life as a possible motivation?
Yes, definitely. And yes, I can confirm that. I know that has been reported, and that the FBI has confirmed that as well, that the roommate was a romantic partner, a male transitioning to female. I can say that that he has been very cooperative. This partner has been incredibly cooperative, had no idea that this was happening, and is working with investigators right now.
And how is that relevant to the investigation when it comes to the motive? Are you learning that?
Sure. Well, yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Again, it's easy to draw conclusions from that, and so we've got the shell casings, other forensic evidence that is coming in, and trying to piece all of those things together.
Look, I know that assuming and drawing conclusions can sometimes be a bad thing, but as they say, sometimes the most likely explanation, sometimes the easiest explanation is the truth. Sometimes that's the most likely one, and sometimes it's easy, especially when you're overthinking things, to just twist your logic into pretzels and to miss the obvious that is right in front of your face. So in addition to questioning multiple people in person and just taking a look at the forensic evidence, one of the places that the FBI, local law enforcement are looking are these online chat rooms, right? Whether it's Discord, the Steam group, and the related social media accounts. So the governor actually was asked about social media and the role that it played in all of this. And what's coincidental is once he started talking about social media and the deep web and the dark places of the internet that aren't usually easily accessible, where, extremism can fester, all of a sudden his feed mysteriously cut off NBC. Now, some people will just say it's coincidence, but the timing and the reaction is definitely suspect. But before we get into that, I would like to acknowledge Stacy L, Mean Gene, Extra Mean, USMC Car, Beans Gummy, Peter Forsyth, Unbelievably Crazy, Kathleen Ide, K-Dog, Karen Nett, Inky67, McTrim, Pretty Indie, Lightning Director, and Ann Beacock as the members of today's Governor's Club. These are people who give tips and super thanks to the channel. I'm so glad that you enjoy and that you are here. Well, pay attention to the reaction of the host of Meet the Press right as the governor of Utah just disappears from the air.
Well, Governor, you referred to social media as a cancer on Friday. That's an incredibly strong word. Do you believe that social media played a direct role in this assassination?
I believe that social media has played a direct role in every single assassination and assassination attempt that we have seen over the last 5-6 years. There is no question in my mind that cancer probably isn't a strong enough word. What we have done, especially to our kids, it took us a decade to realize how evil these algorithms are, and we're doing everything in Utah, first state in the nation a couple years ago to pass comprehensive reform. Sadly, these most powerful companies on earth are suing us to prevent us from implementing these things.
And we believe we just lost our connection with Governor Cox, but there you heard him speaking very forcefully against social media, saying that he does, in fact, believe that it did play a role in this horrific.
Now, doesn't Kristen Welker's reaction there seem just a little bit odd? Like, if you were doing a live interview with someone, and many of you, I assume, work from home or have done Zoom meetings for work, sometimes, the connection gets glitchy and you don't go, oh, I've lost you, we're just going to move on. You usually go, hey, can you hear me? Or, hey, you froze for a second. Are you still there, right? You would imagine that there would be some sort of back and forth just to make sure she still has her guests. I mean, he's the governor of a state, and they are in the middle of a very critical investigation. It's not like he has all the free time in the world to come on TV, so you would expect that she would try to make the most of that, try to salvage the situation. And we do see this on TV, by the way. Sometimes it glitches, sometimes the sound cuts off, and they say, oh, we'll bring you back on after the commercial break. But for her to just say that, again, not saying it's a conspiracy, I'm just saying it really is odd, the timing here. And, maybe the simplest explanation is she just doesn't want to go down that rabbit hole, but a very odd thing. Now, before we wrap up today's video, I do want to issue a correction to a recent video I made. It is not a retraction, but a correction. As I've told you guys many times before, I know there are many new viewers to the channel, so welcome. And the reason I'm doing this is because what I have said, my ethos as a content creator is I don't want views, I want your trust. Because my belief is that if you trust me, the views are going to come. And that's the sort of relationship and that's the sort of community I want to build on this channel. So with that being said, I recently released this video about this massive march in London. It turns out that that march wasn't just about Charlie Kirk. I had said that it was because that's what I believed. But apparently this march had been planned far in advance, and obviously the timing is coincidental, just given that it's about free speech. And so there were elements of the march where they were praising Charlie Kirk, but it wasn't exclusively just for Charlie Kirk. Now, the reason I believe that, I've given some insights as to how I get my news and how I get my videos, and here's just some more transparency. I have over 50 bookmarks of where I get my news. I have an RSS feed that I've built with over 2,000 news sources in it, but I also have X, and sometimes I just open X in the morning, and I go on, and I get things like this. The march for Charlie Kirk and free speech in London is absolutely massive. It really goes to show you his reach and how dead legacy media is. Another one, over 1 million people marching in London for Charlie. Another one, Britons are marching for Charlie today in London. I just opened X and saw that and kept scrolling down, down, down. Okay. And then what happened after that? I check this with the mainstream media. The Economic Times, Charlie Kirk support march in London, talking about this march turns violent as far-right anti-migrant activist Tommy Robinson supporters clash with police. Tens of thousands join far-right rally in London where Charlie Kirk is being mourned. Charlie Kirk's murder triggers a nationalist protest in London. And so you just go through that and you can understand. I hope you can understand from my perspective where I'm coming from. To be honest, I don't follow UK politics. I had no idea this march was planned. I've heard the name Tommy Robinson. I honestly couldn't tell you who he is, anything about him. Just, I mean, UK news isn't my cup of tea, quite frankly. I typically, like, outside of the US, my interests are following Filipino news because I am Filipino American, so I'm interested in what happens in the Philippines and what happens in greater Asia. So, like, even when it comes to the royal family, again, just not my cup of tea. And so I'm not well versed in this. A lot of people assumed that I knew that this march had been planned, but just think about it from the perspective of someone who had no idea this was happening. You open X, you see those posts, you then try to fact check this on social media, you see those headlines. I even went to the Citizen Free Press. I boxed this here. Largest crowd in British history shows up for Charlie Kirk march. More than 1 million take part. I mean, the Citizen Free Press is so trusted that members of Congress check that site on a daily basis. And so I felt like I did my due diligence. All of that to say, yes, I was wrong. Yes, I was mistaken. Do I think it changes the core message of my video? No, I don't. Do I think that it means, like, I don't have anything to apologize for as far as manipulating or lying or twisting, because I didn't do that. The only thing I can apologize for is, hey, I'm sorry that I didn't dig deeper to fact check this. But I did think I did my due diligence, and I got a lot of people angry. This actually came in. I blocked the name here because I don't want to dox anyone. But this is from a viewer who's commented on 200 videos of mine misrepresenting London's Unite the Kingdom rally. I'm witnessing the dark side of the web, especially today. I recognize the imperative of content creators to attract views and increase subscribers. So I suppose it's irresistible, the opportunity to post material that exploits the outpouring of grief upon the death of Charlie Kirk. First of all, if you followed me, then you know that I've never exploited anything. If you've never called me out in the past for twisting the news, then, like, why would you assume that that's what I'm doing here instead of assuming that I was mistaken? And, like, there's a difference between misreporting, misinformation because you yourself were misinformed versus being intentionally, like, trying to be deceiving. So this person basically says that I was lying to people and said, Daniel, shame on you, or basically was very insulting. I'm just going to leave this here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can read it. And you can, just person basically called my subscribers stupid and ignorant, made fun of me for my lack of chops, or implicated that I had a lack of chops. I can go on, but you know what? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response anymore. The only reason, really, why I am addressing this is because a few reasons. Number one, for the new subscribers, because I know there are a ton. The thing I have always said on this channel is I don't want views, I want trust. I think most other content creators chase the views, and I'm willing to correct myself. I'm willing to talk out about this and explain myself because I would like to believe that it builds trust between you and I can admit when I'm wrong. And that's why I encourage people to leave comments. Number two, I want to show that, yes, I do read the comments. I read the emails. Obviously, there are too many right now to respond to all of them, but I see them and I take them all in. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that. And then I think you know what I'm saying here. And so I guess all of that to say, if your gut reaction is that I'm a terrible human being and a liar and a manipulator, this probably isn't the channel for you, and I'm not going to fight to earn your trust because you've clearly made up your mind and you did not come to me in good faith and were instead going to backstab me. So it is what it is. Life is short. There's 7 billion people in the world. We don't all have to be best friends. As always, though, all of that is my analysis and commentary. That's what's going on in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So, based on all the publicly available evidence, what do you think is the most likely? Do you think that this was a lone gunman? Do you think that this is a larger conspiracy and other people are involved, either in terms of making this happen, other people just knew about it, other people helped him get away? If it is a larger conspiracy, to what extent? Let me know, again, just based on what's publicly available, where you see this going next. If you haven't already, please be sure to leave me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.